In this episode, we leave Stuart and travel back to our Great Loop starting point at Jacksonville, completing our Great Loop adventure. Along the way, we'll make stops in Vero Beach, Cocoa Village, Daytona, Marineland, and Jacksonville Beach.
Hi there, I'm Tom.
I'm Jen.
And we're the crew of Soulmate, a 2005 main ship 400, and we're doing America's Great Loop.
Today, we leave Stuart, re-enter the ICW, and travel 38.2 nautical miles to Vero Beach, where we stop for the night.
All right, we are leaving Stewart, headed to Vero Beach, 40 miles roughly today. Just went through a train bridge and a lift bridge here in Stewart. Should have clear sailing the rest of the day once we get through this traffic. We are just about done with the St. Lucie River. Just to our left a little bit is the ICW and the Atlantic Ocean. So about 2 more miles, we're into the ICW headed north. Atlantic Ocean straight ahead. ICW to the left. Lots of boat traffic. We're now back in the ICW. And it is mile marker 987.8, also known as the crossroads between the St. Lucie River, the Atlantic Ocean, and the ICW. Ernest Lyons Bridge goes out from the mainland out to the barrier island. Not sure which island that is right there, but it's one of them. We are a few miles outside of Fort Pierce, Florida. And then we'll go to the next town beyond that is Vero Beach, but we still have about 2.5 hours or so to go. Going through Fort Pierce seems to be a real haven for sailboats, several big marinas around. The bridge, fortunately, up above is not working. We do not need it open. There are some sailboats that are hanging by. Luckily, we can go on through. Looks like they're putting in a new causeway over the top where a drawbridge won't be needed in the future, but it doesn't do anyone any good today. So, got about another 10 miles to go to Vero Beach.
Today, we travel 47.7 nautical miles as we go from Vero Beach to Cocoa Village and stop for the night at the Cocoa Village Marina.
We are leaving Vero Beach, headed to Cocoa Village, about 48 miles or so today. Beautiful morning, a little before 8 o'clock. Should be a good day. Off and running this morning, and yeah, but just a little bit of fog out there. I'm sure that will burn off in the next hour or two. It is a beautiful, about 68 degrees. Supposed to get up in the mid-70s. Once again, should be a really good day today. And we're seeing manatees. Hopefully we can get one on camera. Quite nice exclusive area here just north of Vero Beach. Not sure what this town is. We're by John's Island, and just one multi-million-dollar estate after another. Quite beautiful. I'll take this one to the right or the one ahead. Another little seaside along the ICW community. A couple islands, people anchored out. Off to our left, homes with their own docks, and a beautiful day to go up the coast, or I guess the ICW technically. The Melbourne Causeway straight ahead. We've got about 20 miles left to Cocoa Village. We've got about 28 miles so far. Coming into Cocoa Village, we are in the Space Coast region. Off to the right, that way is where Port Canaveral is. Straight ahead and off to the left is Cocoa Village, Cocoa Beach, I think is to the right. Cocoa Village to the left of the bridge. So we got about another 3 miles past the bridge ahead, and we will be at our stop for the night. We're to the Cocoa Bridge.
Today we travel 58.4 nautical miles from Cocoa Village to Halifax Harbor in Daytona.
It's a little foggy out here this morning. We are leaving Cocoa Village and we are headed towards Daytona Beach, Halifax Harbor.
This is pretty much what we can see. There's the sun. It wants to come up. Socked in. Going slowly. Calling Securities. Honking the horn. It'll lift in a bit.
It's been about an hour, hour and a half in the fog. It is starting to lift. It is 9:20. So we can actually see more than 50 feet in front of us, so it's good. Right now we got probably about 500 feet of visibility. We can see land again. Hopefully it continues to lift and we can get back up to our full cruising speed of about 8.5 miles an hour. Up ahead is the NASA Sally Ride Causeway out to the Kennedy Space Center. NASA. My wife says it's NASA. It's NASA. Anyways, yeah, we're in the Bahamas. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
We have the Kennedy Space Center. Pretty cool. Fortunately, there's no launches. Otherwise, we were going to anchor out around here to check one out, which would have been neat, but no dice this trip.
This is the NASA JJ Railroad Bridge. I'm not sure who JJ is, but clearly it is the train. It goes out to NASA and the Kennedy Space Center. Coming to what is known as the hull over. All right, ready to go? We are coming to the Haulover Canal, not the one that's in videos down by Miami, but this is north of Cape Canaveral. It takes us from the bay we were in back to, I guess, close to the ocean side, the Atlantic, and the rest of the ICW going north. We have a pretty large no wake zone here. Looks like it's a couple miles long, and on the bank's been nothing but campers and lots of boats. It's a Saturday, so it's been quite busy. Not sure the camera makes it out ahead, but there's probably 30 boats in front of us right now. I'm assuming they'll get out of the channel as we go through. I hope. We are going through New Smyrna Beach. A little busy on a Saturday. People everywhere, boats everywhere. Fork in the road. We picked one. Not sure it's the right one. 13 miles to go. Coming into the southern part of Daytona. About 4.5, 5 miles, we'll be at Halifax Harbor, our marina for the night.
Today we travel 30.8 nautical miles from Daytona to Marineland.
Leaving Halifax Harbor, Daytona, and we are headed to Marineland today, about 30 miles. Multiple bridges going from the Daytona mainland side over to Daytona Beach. I think there are 4 bridges all within a mile we have to go through. Most of them 65 feet, except for one is the Main Street Bridge. I think it's only 20 feet, and they're working on it today. One of 2 low bridges. This one should be 18 plus 3, 21 feet, which should be plenty for us to get over or under. Bridge farther down, though, we will have to have open. This one should be all good. The State Route 40 Bridge, number 5 of the day.
Today we travel 42.9 nautical miles from Marineland to Jacksonville Beach and stop at the Palm Cove Marina for the night.
We are off again. We have left Marineland and we are headed to Jacksonville Beach. Once again, we're greeted with fog in the morning. So hopefully it's a little better than yesterday and it should be burned off in the next half hour. So we're going slow and just make progress as we can. 43 miles today. And another view of the fog from the fly bridge of Soulmate. And we're also pushing against a pretty big current, probably 2-knot current. We should normally be going about 7.5 knots at this RPM, and we clearly are not. We think this is Crescent Beach, or maybe right before it. Not really sure. Too foggy to really see. The Crescent Beach drawbridge. Should be 25 feet. We should fit right underneath it, no problems. Fog is starting to lift. Hopefully we'll have a good rest of the day. We are coming into St. Augustine. And there's been a lot of around.
Just went under the Bridge of Lions here in St. Augustine. There is downtown St. Augustine. And then you have the port. Been here a few times. Kind of neat to see it from this angle.
Atlantic Ocean to the right. And the ICW goes off to the left, the way we're going. The Palm Valley Bridge. So I assume this is Palm Valley.
Today we travel 28.1 nautical miles from Jacksonville Beach to the St. Johns River where we cross our wake. We then continue up the river to Sadler's Point Marina, where we'll keep the boat until she is sold.
Leaving the marina here at Palm Cove. A little bit of excitement yesterday coming in. We basically touched bottom in one spot. Luckily today we look to be much better. We crossed our wake today in 7 miles, 28 miles, and we're at the marina where the boat will stay until she's sold. Our last 6 miles of the ICW. Up ahead is St. John Rivers. We'll hang a hard turn to left or to port. We will cross our wake and then head through downtown Jacksonville and ultimately to our marina at Sadler's Point. Last bridge on the ICW. We still have like 7 more going up in the Jacksonville and the St. John, but our last bridge, I think this is the Wonderwood Bridge. I think that's the name. I'll correct it if that's wrong up on the screen. Ahead is the ICW intersecting with the St. Johns River. Camera may not pick it up, but there is I think a tow or a pilot going out to get a big ship. Heard him on the radio. We're there. Go up a little bit farther where Sisters Creek hits into the St. Johns will technically be where we cross our wake. We have just entered the mouth of the St. Johns River where the ICW crosses. To the right, which you can't really see, is the Atlantic Ocean. Straight ahead, we'll go up a little bit and the ICW turns to the right and we continue westward into Jacksonville on the St. John River.
That is the last time we're going to be able to see the Atlantic on the boat. It's kind of bittersweet. We're getting ready to turn into the the St. John River, which is where we will cross our wake when we go past Sisters Creek and get onto the St. John's. Kind of exciting, kind of sad. We did it, guys!
Yep,
We crossed!
we crossed. We didn't die.
We didn't die, we didn't hit anything. Just wanted to let you guys know it is official. We have crossed our wake. We are now.
Yay!
Woo! Love you guys. Miss you.
We are headed up, or is it down, the St. John River. We are off the ICW. We have roughly a little under 20 miles to Sadler's Point, where we'll keep Soulmate. So we're gonna enjoy this last 3 hours of cruising up through downtown Jacksonville. Part of this we didn't see when we left almost 2 years ago because we left in a big thunderstorm. Big mistake. We've learned not to do that again. So once again, we're gonna enjoy our last 20 miles. To the right is Blunt Island, I think that's how you say it. Big shipping terminal. A lot of big freighters and cargo carriers coming there. When we left Jacksonville almost 2 years ago, we could not see any of that because of the great big thunderstorm we were driving through. So it's nice to see it.
Okay, we are official. I got my bib. I am now officially a gold looper.
We've done it. We have completed the loop. And I think it's a little over 240 looping days. 105 locks. And a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of work. But it has been a great adventure.
It's been an amazing adventure. Still having fun. Didn't hit anything, didn't sink, so these are all positive.
Yep.
And what we strive to do every single day.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Of course, what would it be without having to pass big ships as we finish our last 20 miles. Big old tanker coming out of Jacksonville right now. See how big this wake is we're going to get hit with in a second. But par for the course.
In our final episode, we'll go over some stats of our Great Loop trip and say goodbye to Soulmate as she moves on to new owners.